Hello, hello, my friends, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Strength of Thousands Adventure Path here on twitch.tv/tabletop rolls. I am doing fantastically, as I got a very cool card this weekend. Yay.
Nice.
But before we get started, a few announcements. First of all, programming announcements. Tomorrow, the Sprout stream. Matt has something special planned for us. We'll find out what that is. And then in a week, possibly, we'll also have some fun times with a little bit of a race that I have in mind for me, Matt, and Data that Sarah will have to adjudicate, as Sarah cannot participate as they are not a Sprout. But then on Wednesday, we have Wild Ambition, the beginning of the new arc.
What's that art called, Will?
I believe it was Occult Offerings.
That sounds like full of rainbows and fuzzy puppies and
Yes.
exciting.
Yes, and then on Thursday we're off. That's the one night of the week we take off from streaming regularly, because I'm running Pathfinder Society, which if you're in Winnipeg and want to come play, it's sold out already, so I apologize. However, now with some good news, coming in April, a new location. McNally Robinson, a local bookstore, has asked for Pathfinder Society to be run at their bookstore. So we're going to be doing that 2 tables bi-weekly. I'm allowed to run a table once a month, as per Emily's instructions. Apparently I run too many games. Then
What?
on
No.
on Saturday, the Tabletop Bros hanging out, Friday also the Astral Calling. I skipped Friday, but the Astral Calling is on Friday. And yeah, so there's that. And then Saturday, we have the Tabletop Bros. Here, Matt and Chad talk about Civ this week. Or not. We're down to Matt.
No. I just wish I had better things to say about Civ.
Fair enough.
Oh no.
I was half expecting Zoe to be like, well, actually, Kath won't be there.
Sarah, you were wanting to say something?
No, I've just completely forgotten till we got to the scheduling in regards to Sunday.
Chat, you can't see. Well, no, you could see the top of her in Zoe's screen. Aww.
She's telling you to you work
She
too
straight up
much.
just like rolled through. She straight up just rolled through your door. Because it was like,
found her-
I'm an international.
She found her
super
favorite
spy.
ball.
Okay,
So
that'd be it.
playing soccer all around the house.
Yep, there she goes. That's going to distract me throughout the stream. Then, speaking of distraction, Sunday, Cozy Co-op, if you need some time to relax. We have some Cozy Co-op with me and Emily this week, because we're down to Sarah. We'll probably do Split Fiction.
Yeah.
I've been hearing some interesting and fun things about it.
It's made by the people who made It Takes Two.
It Takes Two.
And longtime viewers of the channel will remember me doing that with Shy. I'm now going to do that with my partner, Emily. And it will be very interesting to see what happens.
Truly a test of your relationship.
It will
Which
be.
game is this?
Split Fiction. It's the new
Fiction.
It's the new game from the people who made It Takes Two.
It's a co-op.
I think I saw a clip of that. Is that the one where they were on a motorcycle while the other one's trying to like
Yep.
log into that?
It is
Um,
so relatable. But no, apparently I've been seeing some really good reviews about it.
So
where
Emily and
As have I.
I
characters
are
are
going
just
to do that. I'm excited. It should be a fun time. I am now just reminded though of how enjoyable that game is going to be to play. I'm very excited. I love all of their games. Then on Monday, the Strength of Thousands AP, the show you're watching right now. Why are you watching this show? Well, personally, I think it's because we have one of the greatest people in the world running this game. Someone who is kind, benevolent, a joy to be around, and smells great. Matt, also known as Urbanov,
My deception remains undetected.
who today got an achievement while playing Magic the Gathering for getting someone stuck in a house while at 1 life.
Sadly, I did actually get an achievement because they've added achievements to Magic Arena, but that was not what it was for. That achievement should exist. The person had over 200 HP and I had 1, and I still won because I got the weird win condition that I had enough rooms on the table that, oh, you're trapped in a house now forever.
Wow, that's impressive.
It was mwah. Also, they were spamming like, oh, good game for like 3 turns. I'm like, you mother.
Matt sent me a picture of what had happened. I was like, yeah, good job, Matt. I didn't actually look at the life totals. I just looked at the fact that Matt won. And then I looked at the life tables like, oh, wow, good job, Matt.
One for the archives. But yes, hello everyone. We're here tonight to play the Strength of Thousands Adventure Path in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. We're getting so close to the end, guys. I have now actually looked through all of the remaining scenarios now. There's some crazy stuff coming up. There's some different sort of encounters. There's some very interesting final encounters. I don't want to spoil too much by putting a label on it, but got some interesting stuff coming up. I think you can all handle it. You're all very capable.
We're adults.
Also, because I really want you guys to get to the golden ending at this point, I put a lot of effort into thinking about it.
Will we need to sacrifice somebody into like a giant bottomless space hole to get a crystal?
No.
Okay.
There will be no sacrificings. You may have to hold the line at one point.
Oh.
I hope you did all the side quests and got all your companions up to their full relationship value, or they may not live. And assign the proper party members to the
Charlotte,
proper
you gotta
jobs.
start dating Mercedes stats.
I always do, Matthew. You've seen it.
Well, I mean, you guys have already started like the final missions, so if there was any social encounters left with Mercedes, it's too late.
We've had that social.
She might get killed in a cutscene that you can do nothing about. BioWare.
I'm still
Quick, we need another sleepover stat.
But anyway, before we get to all that though, who are these magical and wonderful people who will be playing the game tonight? Let's go around the room and let them introduce ourselves. I'm going to start with the person with the most colors in their outfit tonight, Sarah. Please introduce yourself, your character, and if you could pick one of the many powers that have been ascribed to vampires over all of pop culture, what power would you like to have? You don't have to be a vampire, just maybe the power.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sarah Margaret, also known as Cosmic Deity 746 on Twitch. And I am playing Charlotte, the Anadi toxicologist. Oh, goodness gracious. I honestly, I always think of right now, currently with pop culture, Astarion is the first thing in my head right now, and most of the time they just talk about like the disadvantages of being vampiric. So I think honestly, probably the turning into a bat. They can turn into other animals. Like, I rescind that answer. I want Alucard's ability to turn into the various animals, including a white wolf.
So just animalism in general.
Yeah, I just like animals, and I would love to be able to be the beast character. We can turn into different animals.
Very fun answer. Well, what madness are you talking about in chat? I could not pick out teak wood if it's cost me my life. Anyway, I really have to sit down and watch some of the live Baldur's 3 cast performances, because from the bits I've seen, and this is madness, Astarion is the voice of reason in half of them, which is troubling.
I don't know if it's Astarion and more just the fact that Lae'zel and Karlach's voice actors are chaotic gremlins in their own personal right.
Also, what is it? Will putting on sunglasses. The shade of frontiers has arrived.
His personality is just sidebar. His personality has come out in spades. I'm so glad he's getting the attention he deserves.
Just to date this episode a little bit due to online discourse. And remember, if you make art of Baldur's Gate characters, don't fucking murder Will and use his skull in the artwork, you assholes.
That is someone's whole.
That's
do
a
that.
new low.
Don't do that. That's gross.
And don't make
Parallax
the.
voice actor is also non-binary, FYI. Please be respectful for that as well.
They are charming.
They are
Also, snappy dresser. But moving along to other people who are snappy dressers tonight with their wonderful cap and scarf combination, Zoza Pose. Please introduce yourself, your character, as you were about to put some food in your mouth. Sorry. Interrupted your snack.
My name is Zoe. I also go by Zozy Pose. Today I'm eating sweet corn turtle chips
Ooh.
that are shaped like this. They're shaped like this.
like
Do you like the sweet corn flavor?
I love sweet corn flavored things.
Okay, because I got it was like a chili lime flavor turtle chip, and I got it months ago. I have not finished it because I did not enjoy it.
You did not like it. I like it. It's got a lot of crunch, and I like a crunch.
Mm-hmm.
And the sweet, I like the sweet. I like corn.
I would be curious if I like their chocolate ones more.
If you have
Oh, I didn't
food
know that.
you
I
want
didn't
to
know
get rid of, I would
But
recommend eating Koopa.
but my character that I'm playing on Monday, she also likes chocolate. That's Ophelia. She's our bard of the party. She likes all things sweet. If she had an alternate job, she'd probably be like a patissier or something,
Ooh.
or like a coffee shop owner.
Epilogue?
And then the question about
vampiric power.
I
Yeah.
would love to just not be scared of blood. That'd be great for me. Personally, it would be great to not like faint every time.
You know, I understand what you're going for, so I will ignore the fact that I'm not sure that's strictly a vampire power.
I mean, no, but
It
like
counts.
it counts. It's
It's a
something
passive, I guess.
I have that would be fixed if I was a vampire.
Yeah.
Not squeamish around blood.
Oh, that'd be great. You know, because I get like a little cut and I almost pass out. Like, this is annoying.
And moving on to someone who has a sympathetic look in their eyes, McKenna, please introduce yourself and your character.
Hello, everyone. My name is McKenna Ray Tynan. I'm McKenna Ray Art on multiple platforms, and tonight I'm playing Avi, our Nyctera witch, and her familiar Agate. And if I could have any vampire power, honestly, the first one that came to mind is turn into bat. That's pretty sick. But in the interest of choosing something different, I will go with Alice Cullen's power to see the future. That
Ooh.
one specific vampire with the one specific power.
Okay, we have found the Malkavian in the group.
I haven't played enough of Vampire the Masquerade to know what you're referencing.
That's all right. And last but not least, speaking of people who have actually played Vampire,
Yeah.
Will, please introduce yourself, your character, and what from the many vampiric grab bag of powers you'd like to pluck out.
So hi, I'm Will, also known as Tabletop Roles on the internet. Tonight I'm playing Igora, Gama, and Choco. And for my vampire power, I'm also going to stay in the Twilight universe with McKenna here. And specifically, I would like the vampire power of sparkling in the sunlight.
God damn it.
You know, you
Most
can just
useless
buy
one.
body glitter, right?
If I could have anything, I want natural sparkling in the sunlight without the mess of body glitter.
I'll send you a link. There's There's one that's easy to wash off and is lightweight. It's not like a gel or anything. It's just mica. Don't remind me. I'll send you.
There's like
a link.
spray and stuff, and
And I, of course, am Matthew the DM. And if I had to sort of pick a vampire kind of power, I'd kind of. This is not explicitly a power in a lot of things, but the whole thing where vampires, if they sort of are in an area long enough, the weather starts to be affected and it gets very dark and stuff. Because I would love to be able to just make it cloudy whenever I want.
And Matt
I
has
think
one
that's
to
just
get.
a result of the fact that most vampires just hang out in European regions that are consistently overcast.
My vampire power is I exist in Europe.
Or that live in Europe.
The
Look,
example-
My vampire
If you-
power,
If
European
you personally
citizenship.
were a vampire that tended to not be good with sun, you too would choose places where it is primarily overcast most of the time. Unless you live in Sunnyvale, there's
Or-
a difference.
or would you develop the powers of making it overcast on purpose as a form of evolution to better save yourself from dying from sun?
Funny that there was a vampire TV series that only lasted about 2 seasons, and it was a guy who was it was like his day job was a cop, quote unquote day job, but he was actually a vampire. So anywhere he went, he consistently had a parasol or he had an umbrella that he had to carry everywhere, and everybody's like, "Are you like good, dude?" And he just go, "Yeah, no, I'm just sensitive to the sun." And everybody would just go, "Okay, he's pale. I guess that makes sense." I'm like, legit though.
I mean, like, could have said he had like a form of like albinism because doesn't that affect the sun really hurts your skin?
Yeah, well, there's a guy in the TV show Preacher who is also he's a vampire.
Yes.
He also has a very frilly parasol all the time, and that's because he's just like, it just irritates me more than anything else.
I kind of hated that in the first Blade movie where a vampire could go outside if they just put on absurd amounts of sunblock at a really high thing.
Like 100 SPF.
Yeah. It did start melting at one point, so the guy's like, ah, gotta go.
Unlimited. Anyway.
But that is all for our introductions, and we have to get going so you guys can get crushed by a giant bug. So
Oh,
why don't you go ahead and roll that
Well,
intro, Will?
I'll do our ad break and then I'll
Oh, yes.
do our intro.
oh, I gotta show you guys what I'm
And we're back.
To where we once belonged.
Yes.
Fighting bugs again.
Speaking of which, unfortunately, I'm going to have to delete this ruin. Or you know what? Just in case we need it again, I'm moving the strawberry across the board.
Strawberry.
As above, so below.
The strawberry.
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 I got a I got a crepe
Strawberry.
tonight. I should have gotten the strawberries in it. I decided, you know what? Mangoes, I don't have mangoes very often. Half the mangoes were kind of hard.
Aw.
Oh.
I'm like, yep.
Ooh.
Also, the basic
Oh.
fruit they put in it, they refuse to not put anything but cherries, and I don't really like cherries, so I have to deal with that.
Cherries and mango? That's an interesting combination.
Well, the cherries
I-
come with the thing, and I had fruit to add, so I decided mangoes.
Ah.
But anyway,
Yeah, I have to imagine mangoes by the time they make it to Canada would not be in stellar condition.
I've had good ones. You have to wait till they're ripe properly, and then I eat them like some sort of horrible fruit goblin.
Sometimes
Or-
they pull them off the vine
Matt.
way too early,
A fruit
I
bat.
know. but even when you leave them for a week, they don't get soft. They just start to rot still hard.
So
I've
sad.
had mangoes like that before, and it is a tragedy.
Oh yeah, we are rolling initiative.
Dang, I want
Sarah thought I'll get first if I roll first.
You know,
Imagine if that's how it
relatively
works.
high, mind you.
Imagine if that how it worked.
dang. Now I want mango sticky rice.
Oh.
We need to stop talking about food.
So
Do
hear-
we,
hear
or
me
do we
out.
need to start talking more about it?
Hear me out. Cheesy nan bread.
Ooh.
Well,
Served by.
That's not a hear me out. I don't.
Naan?
If you don't like cheesy naan, it's not nan bread. You fucking weirdo. It's naan bread.
So,
Oh, no.
Will, I know what you're referring to because I saw a video of that and I went, oh,
I hit that cutscene and I was like,
well, that looks
"Ah,
delicious.
I
Sarah,
love that.
have you seen the cutscene? I think it's from Iceborne with the grandma cat making the meal. And she's got like the shawl and everything, and she gently massages the meat and then puts a little sauce on it.
Fun fact: one of the young cats from that, is now one of like the main characters in Wilds, and they
Oh.
full on have like a full on Palico greatsword and are kind of a badass.
Ooh.
I like the one that talks like a philosopher and wears the wizard hat.
No, that's not a Palico. That's an asshole. That's just what the community calls that creature. They're like
No.
they're discount Woutinis.
Don't.
Don't be mean to the philosopher cat.
That's not a cat. It's like a badger.
The guy who gets wrapped up in the spider web?
Yeah, he's a badger thing. He's not a Palico.
Oh, he looked like one. He looked like
No,
just a big
and like
toothy cat.
literally immediately after you rescue him and his buddies rob you because he's an
Well, the
asshole.
turn order says I'm first technically, so
Oh yeah.
Hold on. All right. I think that's everyone, right?
I'm not. I rolled the lowest, but
All right, Avi. A giant armored-looking beetle has burst up through the ground and is kicking its back feet. Head down.
Ah, gross.
It's getting ready.
So,
You gotta shoot
Fair.
its butt.
sorry, Chad, about the Monster
Um,
Hunter spoilers.
Where? Okay. Ironclad Annihilator Beetle. If it's in the ground, I'm
No,
gonna do something.
it's popped out of the ground like some sort of trapdoor spider. Ugh.
But it is still very much on the ground.
It
which
is
means
on the
that
ground.
Telekinetic bombardment is on the table. And I'm gonna get it. I'll do a 10-foot burst right underneath it.
No, McKenna, it's on the ground, not the table.
Oh.
We're off the table now.
So if it could make me a DC 44 reflex save. Or fail. If it could fail me a DC 44 reflex save, that'd be
I think I'll make it. I'll go with the first thing you said.
No.
No.
But what if we'll natural one, huh?
No.
Damn it. Oh, yeah.
I'm just doing what you asked me to.
I know.
So half
Well,
damage. So that'll be a lovely. We don't have Bod Song up
We
yet.
don't have bod song.
So just 49 damage, which we'll have to 48. So that's going to be 24 bludgeoning damage. And this let me just check if it's got any
Yeah.
sort of resistances.
No.
All the damage seems to go through.
Oh my.
Okay.
That's
Oh my god.
Well, and then I'm going to. Oh, can I hit it from here? Can I hit it from here? Yet that's technically a square that it's in, so I'm gonna count it. I'm going to Needle of Vengeance this silly fella against. We'll do Gamma. That's a pretty safe bet.
I'm also going to just say one thing just to give some context here. You lay out this telekinetic bombardment, and even with it being like half damage, it just ding, just like the smallest little bit of crack in its armor. You're like, oh, I think this thing has a lot of health, maybe.
Aw, man.
We got a big one.
Thank you, Secretary Lady from Ghostbusters, whose name I can't remember.
I haven't seen Ghostbusters in many, many years, and I didn't know that was a Ghostbusters quote.
Well, no, she says, we got one, yells out, she hits the alarm, I think the first time they get a real job. Alright, so that was Avi's turn. Needle of Vengeance is on. Hey, Will.
Yes, Matthew.
You know that thing you love doing?
Taking hits from my friends.
Trample.
Oh,
No.
that's not taking hits from my
Oh.
friends.
I think it can get everyone. So it's gonna head to the ground, kick up its back legs.
And then it's gonna slam into the building and take damage.
No, it's got control over itself. But it is gonna go whack, 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 and hit everyone. So that is going to be
Reflex saves all around.
yes, reflex
Although
saves
it does-
for everyone.
It did make an offensive action against Gamma, so it does
Yep.
need to make a will save.
Yes, it does.
What kind of beetle is this?
I like to think of it as a giant rhinoceros beetle.
Yeah.
Sadly, it doesn't actually have any arms.
Yeah, that's sad, huh?
So I
Seven.
critically fail, Gamma fails, so we both critically fail.
42.
Choco out.
Now this is
Aw.
And Choco critically fails.
so this is going to be. I'm going to say this is a mandible strike. So let's see what it does. It didn't
Choco
roll
does
the
not
great
critical.
damage. So that would be
44.
39 piercing to anyone who failed, 78 to anyone who critically failed. Endures in Darkness has to roll as well.
Ooh, hold on.
He fails, but not critically, so he's going to take the
You
39.
said 78 damage to anyone who critically failed?
Yes.
Well-
39 times 2.
I think only Igor critically failed.
Yes, but because Igor critically failed, we both critically fail.
You said Choco critically failed as well.
Choco got a 38,
Yeah, I know.
which would be a critical fail because the DC is 44. Oh, never
44.
mind. I'm
Good on you,
stupid.
McKenna.
So you said 78, Matt?
Yes. 39 times 2.
Listen, we're just trying to take care of the bird we have a life debt to.
Yeah, even if we
I think
paid that
he-
life debt by now.
Actually, the life debt I think is gone now because he sold the debt, but the person he sold it to technically sort of no longer exists, unless they're a weird angry ghost floating around.
Also, we paid our debt to Mercedes by opening a door.
Oh, that's true.
And saving a
Oh,
child?
that's true. And saving a child.
Saving a child.
Yes.
It was probably the anti-Eridan.
All right. Well, this mofo.
All right, so
You heard it
fail.
here first, folks. Igora is anti-child.
All right, so that was 3 actions for
Aggressively
the Annihilator
child-free.
Beetle.
You're lucky, Zoe. I was that close away from actually getting a sip of wine.
Spit
That-
take.
I almost spit take it.
I mean, it's almost happened a few times on this stream. Igora is up, and then Ophelia.
It's me, you say. Igura.
It's been a while
It's-
since we've had a boss-esque fight, so I'm very happy it's going to be just you guys, one turn. You guys, one turn.
Yeah, you're
A
right.
boss fight, you say?
Alright, so free action.
Dun,
Choco is going
dun,
to...
dun, 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 dun.
Scary music.
No, if I wanted scary music, I would dictate you all to listen to like something from like Bloodborne.
I love
Choco's
blood.
going to stride. Okay, so I'm going to use one action to give Choco 2 actions.
Alexis, play
Choco's
Orphan
going
of
to
Kos.
stride and squeeze to end up here.
Or some say Cosm.
Fills me with fear.
Do you hear?
I should start running to Dark Souls music. I feel like that'd be really effective.
It would be.
There apparently existed an app at one point called Zombie Run, which
Oh yeah.
would play increasingly louder zombie sounds behind you as you ran, so you would run faster.
It would work on me.
That would give me a heart attack.
I'm a scary cat.
One action, boost Eidolon.
Boop, 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 boop.
Boost. A large voice from the ether yells. No one in chat has told me what that's from yet, by the way.
Did Choco squeeze through there?
Yes, Choco squeezed
Okay.
through there. That's why I had
Good
to
thing
give
he's
them
mostly
two.
feathers.
So I have to give them 2 actions.
Oh,
Um,
I'm so sorry, Will. We had mentioned that the Annihilator Beetle needed to make a will save. Did it?
Yes, it rolled 50.
High, but not a critical success. So,
So?
that's going
Interesting.
to be 10 damage, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
and
the tiniest of twinges.
now with my corrected, because somebody corrected me about Scummoner scaling. There's apparently an errata chat where they mentioned the fact that the cap listed in the book was for AC, not for the stat itself. So I corrected Gama's stats with that information in mind.
Dang.
Boom. A 49 to hit the off-guard Ironclad Beetle.
49 will hit, but not crit.
Off-guard.
Yes.
Okay, so 49, 50, so 51 is not a crit. But that'll still be 27 points of sonic damage.
Spoiler warning, I think this thing might have the highest
And
AC
Matthew,
we've ever seen.
is this Ironclad Annihilator Beetle a construct?
No.
Fuck.
It's a metaphorical title, Will. It's just a giant armored looking beetle.
It's a bug.
These bugs don't have industry.
It made its own title.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's quite proud of
it's
itself.
inspirational.
Well,
It's a self-made beetle.
let's eat it. And that will be my turn. So that'll be 27 points of sonic damage, Matt.
27 Sanic. Gotcha.
I congratulate you for being an innovator. However,
I'm still going to throw things at you. Ophelia and then Endures in Darkness. Me?
We are gonna get Bard Song up, and then we're gonna use our free action to see if it's a +1, +2, or +3. I think that's probably just a 2.
Yes. So I will not return your strawberry yet.
Boo! My strawberry!
is this a swab?
You know what? I can't even see that +2 very well. I'm going to get rid of that.
Strawberry.
Oh.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Problem is that it's one of those where we're of the same. This whole group has the same brain pan function that goes, oh yeah, that one sound bit stuck in our brains.
I have a feeling this is gonna not really go great, but I've already rolled it. Fortitude.
Ooh. Fortitude. You never know. It could critically fail. But I do have a villain point, so that's probably unlikely.
Aww. Too spicy. Oh,
Meat to beat.
meat to beat.
So it will take half of 47, which is 46. So 23. Damage is damage. Doing damage every turn, y'all.
Aw. And that's my turn.
All right. Endures in Darkness is going to... Oh boy, he has not had a chance to... I mean, actually... He has 2 banishments prepared today he hasn't used.
Yeah.
You know what? He heard Igra mutter that under his breath. He's like, all right, orders is orders. And that is the wrong saving throw. It is, in fact, a 41. So let's see.
He sure is a TA.
All right. This is a will throw. That is a failure. The target is banished.
Wow.
All right, hold on. So,
Wait, really?
oh my god. Hold on, villain point.
No way.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Data Fang was so nice to give me a villain point, and
Data Fang, how
I mean,
could
it
you?
is hilarious that Matt is effectively just making himself.
yeah, no, I don't like that.
Could have just skipped a whole encounter.
Oh, not the nat 20.
Skipped a fight that's probably just gonna take the whole time because this guy has so much hell.
Take it out on Data Fang.
I bet you if I know anything about Data Fang, he is quite pleased by this
We will now
occurrence.
tomorrow spend the entirety of the Sprout stream fixing Data Fang's bars. Hot
You
bars.
Oh,
You're
no.
a mortal enemy of me, Data Fang.
You
A
made me
mortal
cry.
fucking enemy. Mark my fucking word.
Yes, yes. Give in to your anger. Anyway, Endurance is like, oh no. And he's gonna
it
run.
was a good try, buddy.
He's gonna skip around inside the building because he knows his job as a healer. Charlotte, you're up. For a second there, it looked like the bug kind of like flickered in and out of reality, but then he kind of willed himself back in.
Very proud of you. Very, very bold and brave.
Batman.
Golden
Pick-
Brad
Oh, actually,
belongs
oh
with-
no.
There's a darkness that stunned one.
Yeah, he can't move. The banishment rebounded and brain blasted him. Wow. That's never happened with a banishment
You
before.
did that to yourself, Matt.
I'm perfectly happy with that. It is your turn, Charlotte.
It didn't hit. I'm assuming it didn't hit.
No.
Put hero.
But
I'm gonna hero point.
with a actually
39 off guard.
39. Well, no, it's a ranged attack, so it's not off guard.
Could hero point it?
You could. It is only a 6, and I will tell you that as it is currently now, you don't even get the splash damage because that's a critical failure to hit it.
I'm gonna. Hello?
Hello. Is it
Hello?
me you're looking
Aw.
for?
A criminal, a baby criminal.
Hello.
A babyminal.
Doing a
Hello,
criminal.
baby. Hello. Is that
Are
Aya
you doing a
Bush?
criminal? Where's my
I'm gonna use a hero point.
criminal is cuddling my shoe.
Okay.
That's not much better, but
It's a
You will
45.
you will do at least the splash damage because it's not a critical failure.
good. We'll take that splash damage then. That's 10 fire, please.
Yep. Damage is damage.
Scared I'm gonna take the shoe away.
So that's only one action. You got 2 left.
Yes. For anybody who's curious right now, I have my heater going in my bedroom because there is a soggy Aya
Oh,
who
no.
she's very wet, so she's sitting in front of the heater going
I hate when my eyes are soggy.
Aya go. Well, technically speaking, is Choco and Igra within the distance for a Pito?
Yes.
Are they being threatened is a big question.
Yes, they are threatening the target.
Also, Gamma is actively threatening the target right now as well.
Because Gamma's got big old limbs. Big
Yeah,
limbs.
Gamma.
That's true. Okay, so we will use an action to apply poison, and then this is a second attack, yes? Because technically I threw a bomb.
Yeah.
I'm still learning the second attack functions.
Unfortunately, even a 47 with Bard Song will not hit.
47
Holy
off
shit, I
guard.
rolled a 19.
47 off guard will hit. Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you for reminding me of Pito's properties.
Okay, can you
welcome.
roll me a fort save?
They certainly can with no villain point now. 44.
That saves. Still takes damage though.
Still takes 11 as Pito sneaks into between an armor plate and kind of like
Doesn't get the poison in the system, but you know, tis what it is. And that ends my turn.
at the start of the round we have Avi.
We sure do. I think the first thing I'm going to do is fly up as high as I can as to not be trampled.
How far can
Um,
you move as a single action move?
I think 30 feet. Is that going to be enough?
Okay. Hard to
Can I
say.
not see how tall this thing is in character, Matthew?
It is quite tall. I think this is a gargantuan-sized creature, I think, Will, right?
Mhm.
And it does look like its limbs could have significant reach, possibly more than Gamma's reach. So, 30
Gamma
is
has
probably
Gamma has a 15-foot reach innately.
yes. Yeah. This thing has, I'll just say, it has a 20-foot reach.
I'm less worried about its reach and more worried about being
Trample?
trampled along
Yeah.
with my compatriots, knowing how trample works and that you do not need to move in a linear line. That there's really no good place for me to hide except for in the air. So, airborne I shall be.
Put the Avi in the air.
And
Like a
then
bat out of heck.
I'm gonna try my own Hail Mary.
Oh.
And hit him with a little phantasmal killer.
Oh my. Guys are really hammering the will. All right. Failure.
Oh, it fails. Okay.
8d6 mental and frightened 2.
Yeah. Okay. Let me roll that 8d6 real quick because I don't think it rolled it for me.
Midnight
1 second.
Phantasmal Killer.
It's not Midnight Phantasmagoria.
He
You're
said killer.
It's not even.
You're obsessed.
You assumed, McKenna. He caught you there.
It's the only. It's listen. It's the only
Phantasmal
like.
Killer.
It's the only like positive thing in Genshin that I still have in my brain.
Well, he gets I think 22 damage.
Yep.
Which
Actually,
could be
Bard Song,
better, but
25.
25.
Pardon me,
And
24. 24.
arguably the most important thing is that he is now frightened too. It's a pretty solid debuff.
Yep. A -2 status penalty to all checks and DCs. So if anyone wants to start hitting him with some more save spells, now's the time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Though he's about to have a turn, so that's going to go down by 1.
Boo.
Damn it.
Yeah. Speaking of, yes, it is his turn. So he is, at the end of this turn, will be frightened 1. I could do something really mean because this thing actually has a fly speed.
You could do something very mean because it has a fly. It has a well. It is a beetle.
Yeah.
Gonna chase?
Giant wings. No, it is going to turn around looking for these annoying casters and is going to zero in on little Endures in Darkness.
Aw, buddy.
And it is going to do some possibly very mean. Actually, hold on, pardon me. First off, let me just make sure I have. Yes, I have enough for this. Oh no, I don't this turn.
It's just gonna murk.
You know what? I'm going to
What's
start
wrong
with
with that?
this because I got a cool thing, but I can't do both cool things. I'm going to do this thing first, though.
Welcome to GM's
Stomp.
Dilemma.
Everyone who isn't Avi Avi, because everyone is within 30 feet who's on the ground, needs to give me a fortitude save or be knocked because it's earth stomping. So,
Thank you.
fortitude. Ooh, endures fails, but not critically. Though I don't think there's a critical for this.
45 for Gamma.
So that'll be a success.
Fail for Choco. 38 for Igora. Fail for Igora.
All right, so anyone who failed, and Charlotte and Ophelia needs to take this as well.
Yeah.
So technically, Gamma also is knocked prone. Because when I fail,
46.
Gamma fails as per the rules of the summoner. Which in this case makes no sense, but we should stick to the
It's
rules.
sympathetic.
Yay.
Yeah, anyone who rolled a 44 or lower, you are knocked prone and stunned 1. Anyone who succeeded, you're fine. You wobble, but you got them good dancing feet.
Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
Stunned 1. All right, and then for... Oh, I can set up this thing this turn. So, Endures is now on the ground, so he's going to be even easier to hit. It is going to lash out with a Mandible Strike. Ooh, that's going to be...
Oh.
That's a critical hit. Even
Mhm.
before the thing, so that's going to be 80 damage to Endures.
My boy.
And
Oh, Endures.
he will use a free action to use his improved grab to make an athletics check.
This is attack number 2,
Oh, it's a free action because it's improved grab.
but it is still attack number 2.
Or no.
Okay, so
So that'll be
I
a
don't think
minus
it
5.
matters.
It might.
No, Endures is because this is a grab. I think that's against reflex.
Fort, I believe. The grab is
Oh.
reflex.
It's the same actually. They're both 38, so it's a success.
There we go.
So Endures is now grabbed in the mandibles. I cannot do the other thing that I wanted to do this turn with it because that's a 2 action.
Mandibles, that's just rude. I would know.
Yeah. And then he's gonna lash out behind him at Igora for attack number 3 with a foot. 36.
That will miss.
Okay. Thus ends their turn. Poor little mushroom man is chink in the mandibles. Igora.
Protect my TA. Alrighty, so I'm stunned 1, and I'm prone.
Stomp the yard.
Also,
so
they need to make a
Choco,
will save. Sorry.
That's true, I suppose, because the stomp did is a negative effect against
Gamma, hostile
Gamma.
action.
37. That's probably a failure.
That's very much a failure, so they take the full 20 mental damage.
Ow.
Yay!
alright, so Choco is going to be is going to use their support ability,
Pulls out some pom-poms. Hey.
Yep. and then Gamma is going to strike at it with a striking belly bump. So that'll be a 48 against its off guard AC.
Wouldn't it be a 49 against the off guard?
49 against their off guard AC.
That will then hit.
Alright, so that'll be 27 points of sonic damage. And because of the Terror Bird Choco's support ability, it's now just it's off guard until the start of my next turn to everyone.
Cool.
Then with my last trick, Gamma's just going to right themselves and stand up.
That's fair.
That's my turn.
Ophelia, I think you did fall, so you are prone, so you're on the ground. But otherwise, you're fine. Oh, stunned 1 too, so you only have 1 action this turn. Or, pardon me, 2 actions.
I'm gonna keep Bard Song up.
Okay.
A pickle! A pickle! Pickle delivery! Yippee!
I'd sign up for that service.
Yo, and it
Done
has
that.
the dill. It's got dill on it. Ooh, that's nice. But we are going to quicken casting so that we can
Clever.
still use a spell. Can he please make me a William save?
I don't know. Can he, Will?
No, he'll fail.
Well, let's find out. No.
Oh my god!
Matthew, that's not what I said.
I know. I'm so devilishly disobedient.
I should-
you're
I
such
should
a-
send you another villain point so you can
Not
use it
at
right
all.
now.
Unfortunately,
Oh,
you
only
cannot
one
do
voice
that.
session.
You could use it. You could use it right now.
That's actually not even how villain points work. You know it. I've seen through your clever ruse.
It would be so nice of me to send you a villain point.
All right. Endures, who's currently, thankfully, technically not prone anymore because he was picked off the ground by being grabbed. So
Okay.
Silver
Yes.
linings.
he is slowed 1.
Playbook.
What does Endures want to do in this situation? I do not have confidence in him being able to break out of this.
One more
You
try
try to
at
banish him
banishment.
again.
He could try one more try at banishment. I don't have a real villain point this time. This will be his whole turn though, because he's stunned 1.
Mm-hmm.
41, that is not correct DC. So let's try again.
Nat 1. Nat 1 right here.
Not. Oh wait, he's frightened 1.
Yup.
The target is banished.
Yay! Teamwork, making the dream work.
That's exactly what he rolled last time too. That's so funny. What are the odds?
That is the odd. What did I roll?
A 2.
Oh, there we go, team.
Heck yes.
I was gonna hit Endures in Darkness with the ovipositor.
Oh my god.
So
Ooh,
what
I
now?
That's in the rules. That's in the rules.
forgot about that. Oh,
If
that's
you-
It should
and-
be.
And if
But
you
it should
fail,
be.
and if you fail Fortitude save, you get an odd wound that won't stop bleeding.
Strange.
You know, they have something for that at the clinic, I think.
what clinic? What clinic? We're
The
the
mushroom clinic.
We're the
clinic.
Wait.
All right, so yeah, I guess the beetle's vanished.
Oh my god, yeah! Yippee!
Double checking. I can't remember. Extra. Send the target back to its home plane.
It doesn't belong here.
This
This
is
is not-
decidedly not its home plane, Matt.
Why would you say that, Will?
Because he's looking it up right now to
the
make sure that
creature
he's
that
right.
the big boss that we're fighting is an extraplanar creature.
The tags on its chart says
Oh, well,
neutral, gargantuan, rare, and beast.
Because this is not the stinky plane and it belongs on the stinky bug plane.
well, is
I
it
agree.
what
I
is where is
agree.
it from? Matt, this is your call.
Ew.
Is this a material plane beetle?
Failed twice. What are the odds?
You know what? I'm gonna roll a private dice. Hold on.
Was this a material plane beetle, or did it come from one of the many somewhat extraplanar dimensions that we've been dealing
Oh.
with this god in?
Quick,
Feels like
quick
a
poll.
regular, very big beetle.
Quick
Got
poll
one.
to the chat. The Garl dice or the Kiara dice?
Ooh.
Kiara dice, as this is the Kiara campaign. That is my vote. Garl technically isn't in this campaign yet,
I get to yell
That we know
Kiara.
of.
that we know of. I want to see the Kiara dice. What does it look like?
Kiara dice are actually older than this campaign. They are a wonderful mix of orange and blue with some shadows in them.
Pretty.
So I will roll this dice here just on my desk. Just a flat d20.
Did you roll? That one?
Nat 20.
So, are you rolling for us or for the
yes,
bug?
I was rolling for you guys. The beetle is banished. I'm not-
Yay!
You gotta honor the 20.
Yay!
That is just so unlikely. I failed the will save for banishment twice in a row, and then I rolled a nat 20 on a random dice roll?
I'm
Yes.
What? Alright, Kiara Dice.
I
Save
don't
that
remember
mojo.
what point it was that I made, but thank you, crazy. I agree.
More
Yeah, it's-
importantly,
Oh,
we
that the
got
Kiara
you.
is part of this campaign, I think.
You mean it wasn't about the stinky bug plane that it belongs in?
I'm
But
not
it's
making
back in
stinky.
its stinky bug play.
I'm not making stinky bug plane canon.
Bug planes. We don't need
No,
those
you're not,
stinky
because
bug
Zoe already
planes.
did.
Again, I feel slightly offended, but
So,
No, that's the stinky bug plane. You're from
Yeah,
right.
yeah, you're not
this
from
plane.
there.
banishment wouldn't work on you, Charlotte.
Yes, it
Yeah,
would work on
hold on.
me. Yes,
Hey, we
she is
should
from the
try-
first world.
We
Were
should
you
try
born
banning
there?
everybody in the party and see what happens.
That's a fun party game. Voluntarily failing a banishment save.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
I mean, that'd also be a good way of like potentially rooting out extra dimensional imposters.
Where would Igora go?
Honestly, to Frog Hell.
Which is very
Wow.
dry
Oop.
Florida
and filled,
bite.
and filled with cars.
Cars.
Frogger realm. He would go to the Frogger realm.
Oh God, yes, that's exactly it, Sarah.
Frog Hell is just frog.
Though to be fair, that's a little fun at least because then it's sort of a game.
Yes,
Frogger
a-
Realm with inverted
a
controls.
game of life.
Oh
and
no, worse!
Truly
you
the
are
devil.
a villain.
Live.
But yeah, you guys have defeated the bug puzzle before getting it to half health
Yippee!
through a bizarre combination of my bad rolls or good
Wait.
rolls.
What would have
Good
happened
rolls.
when it hit half health?
Oh, nothing. But I'm just saying you guys had only done like a little above half health worth of damage at this point.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it had a lot
To
of
be
health.
fair, it had had 2 turns at this point, so you guys were pretty consistently chipping it. DMs, hot tip for you: when the party gets a sufficient amount of party members, like 4, possibly more, because of like having a summoner or something in the party, introduce some minions to your boss fight. Otherwise, they will just take you down with just the action
Management.
economy.
That too.
This is a lesson I have learned from the Strength of Thousands adventure path.
We're learning every day. I learned I hate bugs.
Yeah, you knew that a
The
long time
more
ago.
you know.
I thought bugs were cool before.
I mean,
Now I'm
there's
sick of them.
there's one cool
And-
bug left in this campaign.
As
Trust me.
it so happens, chat, as our party licks their wounds and gets right back into it, we'll be right back after a short ad break. And we're back.
Hello back.
Yeah, it's only a short, like, minute and a half.
Hello
ad
back.
break.
All right. So, yes, you guys are left blinking at the sudden disappearance of this giant beetle, which disappeared and dropped poor Endures in Darkness straight to the ground. Splat. Yeah. We're out of combat now. You guys, there are other crises that have to be assisted with. But for the moment, you have time to recuperate if you need to.
Isn't it Christ's eye?
I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
I do think we should rest.
I think we have other crises to deal with.
Yeah, I can handle probably a couple more
Same.
before it becomes an issue.
All right. If you guys think you can, then I can.
All right.
It probably
I'm
couldn't
good
hurt
for
to
the moment.
do some heals.
Yeah, we can take
I think I'm
30
down,
minutes
like-
to get up to full.
Yeah.
Because,
And
like,
then
we're
I can
already
just
average
focus.
healing.
All right. So you guys take enough time to heal up to full. How long does it take to regain a focus point?
10 minutes.
Okay, so Endures gets at least,
3.
I guess, yeah, 3
And
full
I
complement.
think they did their errata, or they redid it recently so that you get all of your focus points back in like the first.
That might just be for the
minutes.
psychic.
No, that's for everyone.
Oh, okay. I have not seen the erratas.
That's
Alright.
the remaster. That's not even the errata.
Okay. So, you guys take 30 minutes to heal up, get some focus points back, and as you are kind of getting to your feet, dusting off, ready to look around and find the next crisis, you do hear a commotion somewhat down the lane, so to speak. You're in the campus, so it's not really lanes, but you know what I mean. So you guys can sprint in that direction if you wish.
Igor and Naruto runs.
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
I will quickly drop you all onto the next map. Starting
What
with
mug will we fight now?
Ophelia. Avi. Though you guys, I think, have to be actually put... I'm putting you on the map, but then I will actually transfer our view to the map.
The
Gotcha.
Protea Pavilion.
Not falling for that anymore. All right, I'm just throwing you guys on the map, so you once you arrive, you can position yourselves. I'm just going to now move our view to this map.
You know what I just realized? It's weird, but Ophelia didn't get the front half of the alphabet letter first name memo. Avi, Charlotte, Igora, Endures in Darkness, even Gamma.
And
Hmm.
Agate too. And
Oh my
Floribunda.
god. Oh my god.
Dang.
It's okay. She and Mercedes got the same.
Yeah.
They've got the latter half.
So, holding the line. This wide street between campus buildings is covered in blood, ichor, and spatters of acid that is still sizzling. The fighting has been thick here and is about to become even more fierce as the Magombians and the ant-headed warriors currently face each other off across an open space in the street. Though, it's not quite as open as that implies, because these Tempest Sun mages here have erected a wall of force, which 3 of the were-ant sentinels are battering against. The poor Tempest Sun mages look a little worse for wear, but they have managed to put up this wall of force, and it kind of goes between the 2 buildings at the far end here. And so for the moment, the sentinels are kind of stopped, but they are looking for like a way through, and the wall of force won't last forever. So it's up to you guys if you want to engage, and like, because you can probably actually just find a way around the wall of force. The scenario, I will say, just says they probably at this level have the capabilities to get beyond a wall of force.
That's funny.
Stupid.
Can we just
Oh my
ride
God.
Gamma over it?
Yes.
Yeah, I can just fly.
These are all things that we can do.
So I'm going to say we're going to roll initiative now because there is a bit of a time element here. Because the wall of force won't last forever. So I'm going to open up the initiative tracker. These are just sentinels.
Use the wall of Schwartz.
I'm also going to put the little colored dots on here because that always proves very helpful.
Mm.
All right, Matt, I'm not going to forget about Scared to Death this time. So this
Okay.
intimidation check is on green.
Yep.
Ooh.
Hero point.
What? I suppose, yeah. Oh,
46.
that's better.
Nice.
Not really.
That's
much
against
better.
their will save, right?
Yeah, their will
I
DC.
suppose.
That was
That
quite a worth hero point.
is a failure, but not a critical one. So they are frightened
1.
2 or 1?
1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Frightened
Doesn't
1, so
mean
they're...
becoming frightened.
All right. Charlotte, I think we need you to roll initiative.
You do. I was making notes, sorry.
That's perfectly all right. There we go.
Moving on.
And that actually you're the fastest because you are blue, the traditional color of speed.
Yes, and purple, the traditional
How
color
far
of
of a
spell.
distance are they? 55?
Now, keep in mind,
There's a force field.
there's a wall of force, which should be noted, it is a wall. So it has a length that goes from building to building, but it does also have a maximum height.
How high?
I'm going to try and throw up wall of force in the chat
How
here.
high does the wall fly?
Pardon me. You form an invisible wall of pure magical force, up to 50 feet long and up to 20 feet high. So it's only 20 feet high.
So if you can lob over that thing.
Hold on. Let me measure. Give me a second here.
Sure. Or if you just want to destroy the wall of force yourself, it only has 60 hit points, though it does have a hardness of 30.
Oh no, they would get caught in that, wouldn't they? Well, I mean, if they've got a wall in front of them, it might halt it at 20.
Yes, it would. I would say so, yes, because that's kind of how bombs work.
You can
Yeah.
also lob over.
Well, the lob over is fine. That's not a problem.
Frag out.
It's the what comes
Frog, you say?
I
Frog?
wanna make sure I'm not
Damn it.
hurting anybody because I would like to utilize that.
Oh, additive. Oh boy.
Mega bomb.
Digivolve 2.
You know what? Because this is a bomb and there is a wall of force there, I will allow this because, yeah, the wall of force, it would stop the damage.
Because it hits they're on the ground when they explode. I just
That-
need to lob it over.
That is how a bomb works, yes.
Bomb do that.
I also really don't care about these were-rat sentinels that much. They're not a cool boss.
Were-rat? Are they rats?
Damn it, were-ant.
Alright, everyone, take a shot.
You guys are so mean to me.
I wasn't being mean. I was like, wait, I didn't.
No,
know.
mostly
I didn't
Will is
know.
mean to me.
Okay, so work with me here because this is new.
I'll gang
So I
up
need
on
to
me
work
all
this out
week.
with y'all.
Yep.
The skill itself is an additive to my bomb,
Yes.
So
with
instead of
basically
making
at a
an
level
attack
3 or
roll-
lower than your advanced alchemy, which would be greater acid flask, I believe. Or greater alchemist, actually. I'd rather use fire. So primary as if each creature with primary target, so it's gonna hit all of them, and they need to make a reflex save, yes?
Yes, against your
Yes.
class DC.
So can I get them to make a reflex save for me?
What is the DC?
DC is going to be a 41.
Okay, this might be a little tricky for them.
I hope so. I hope you fail exponentially.
Failure on red. Failure
Fail.
on green.
Failure.
Failure on blue.
Failure, failure,
Yay.
failure. All right, the total damage is thusly.
Bam.
Excelente.
Not bad, not bad.
Not bad, not bad. And then
And just based on the way this bomb is worded, so not only do they all take the primary damage, because that's the point of Mega Bomb, though they all take the splash damage as well too. That's
Mhm.
pretty cool.
And the
Correct.
additional effects, so they're also now all on fire.
they're now all on fire. They all have a 3 persistence fire.
These ants are on fire.
Essentially, Charlotte sees what's going on in the distance and just goes, all right then. And then does like a fling with her web of this big bomb that she just pulled out of her back, like her backpack, a la cartoonish. It's like, "Broop." And I was like, what?
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb. Why doesn't Batman dance anymore?
And
Which is quite a spectacle too, because I imagine the explosion does hit the wall of force in a way, but then it immediately flattens. So just like, imagine a bomb going off on the other side of a glass window that doesn't break or anything, just like like
the sun may just turn and look, and it's like,
why would you do
Kind of
this?
what we thought was gonna happen when we set off all those bombs in that room the
Yeah.
other day.
I'm putting a little mark to denote the persistent fire.
yeah.
All right, Ophelia,
All right.
the percussion has already started, so I don't know if you want to add the bass or anything.
She brings out a triangle and hands it to Floribunda.
No, not the triangle.
Oh.
More let the beat drop and just pulls out a tiny little beat for Floribunda to like shake.
I
Like
always,
a little beat, like edible beat.
I always thought Floribunda was more of a Pam Pipes kind of person.
Aw.
She's
Thinking of a beat
multi-talented.
maraca.
We're going to +1, +2, +3.
Dang.
That
All
makes
right.
Ellie.
That I think is just
It's a strawberry.
that. Yeah, that's just. Oh, the strawberries on another map. I'm sorry.
Oh, wait. Which map was it on, Matt? It was
Your
on the
strawberry is in
greenhouse,
another
right?
castle.
It was on Greenhouse Rescue.
I got you.
My strawberries.
Remind me to just make an like an icon that we can just drop an icon on the
Strawberry
map for the
icon?
strawberry.
Strawberry.
A little pink strawberry.
A little strawberry. And then you know what?
Yeah,
Why
that's so
not?
big.
Let's put
Oh.
Strawberry's a little complicated.
let's put a 50-foot burst over there, shall we?
There we go. Strawberry.
So many strawberries.
Where's circle?
A 50-foot burst.
Yeah, 50-foot burst.
You can do.
I want to put it where it's not gonna hit the people.
Hold on, just.
Whoops. Ouch.
I mean, technically speaking, and this is always kind of a weird gray area, the world does not end at the edge of the map.
Exactly.
So,
So like question mark
yeah, you can get them. I will allow this.
here.
And that is a what kind of save?
And then they will. So when I cast a spell,
Oh, just when you cast. Oh, it's a will save.
will save.
That's
All
All right, we'll do the same thing before.
Is it just when
Right.
an enemy that's in the area when the spell is cast, correct, or when it ends its turn? So
Yeah.
those are the two conditions. So please make me a will save. That is going to be a 47 spell DC.
Failure but not critical. Failure but not critical. Critical failure. So,
Okay.
blue will critically fail.
Okay, so blue is going to be. What does enfeebled do again? That's a minus to something, right?
Pack rolls, and damage.
I don't think so. Enfeebled, I think, has more to do with.
You take a status penalty equal to your condition value to strength-based rolls and DCs, including strength-based melee rolls, strength-based damage rolls, and athletics. So as long as they're
You're
not
thinking
using.
you're thinking of
Well,
fatigue.
Will was sort of right.
No, I was right. It's strength-based damage rolls and things that most enemies use strength.
Wait, yes, but I don't think you said strength originally.
No, you said damage rolls.
Oh, yeah.
So if they're using a rapier, it won't do anything to them.
Yeah.
Well, then we'll get the point, Matt.
Touche.
That was Nim's oracle curse, is she would be enfeebled, and I was like, that doesn't affect me
All right.
because I can't lift.
So he will be enfeebled and he will take
Poor guy.
math amount of damage.
Enfeebled will be represented by this wrench.
Mm.
For real.
Real span
Um,
works.
All right, but the first two guys,
40. He'll take 40 damage and be enfeebled.
40 damage. All right. And 20 damage for the guys who. Hold on. That doesn't.
2.
Hold on. 3d10 and 3d in blood. 16 plus 18 is 34? 34. So those who fail take 32 6
forget-
damage because of Bard Song, right? But that means the guy who critically failed would take something like 68 damage, right?
If
Mhm.
it's 36, that becomes 66.
Thank you, 66.
72.
72. All right, so blue will take 72 damages and enfeebled, and the others will take 36.
And let's just say everybody's enfeebled.
Okay. Everybody gets a wrench. Look at those status effects piling up. All right. Endures in Darkness. Can you add another status effect? Probably not. But what he can do is maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can get them with a little cheeky little electric arc. Not bad damage too either. Green and then red. Failure. Failure. 36. 36. All right, that is his turn. We move on to the first. Where we're at? Ant Sentinel. I keep saying where we're at. Yeah, it makes sense. They didn't give these guys a fly speed. This is blue, who is enfeebled. And I'm going to roll for that flat check for the persistent fire damage right now, just so I don't forget. They do not get the persistent fire damage away. They needed a 15, I believe. So they're still on fire, which is good because I already gave them the damage.
Well, they would take the damage regardless, and then they would no
Yeah.
longer take it. But for now, this ant is on fire.
Yeah. What's their, they have athletics? Yeah. They are going to run over here because the wall force stops at the building, and they're going to try and climb up onto the building with an athletics check.
Question.
Yeah, they get up on the roof there, though that's going to take a whole action. And then, do they have a ranged attack of some kind? They do not.
Up on the rooftop. where
So
ants
he's just
claw.
gonna run. He's gonna run down here, like easy prey. But that's his entire turn. Doesn't get to attack. Green is going to try and follow suit. Though they have to get a nice athletics check to get up this like 20, 30-foot building. That's the wrong button. Athletics. These guys are motivated. Boop, and then yeah, right there. Igora, containment has been breached.
Alrighty, so to begin,
Mhm.
Oh. You know what? I just read something interesting. This spell specifically targets enemies. So I probably would have put it over a larger space. But I'll do that next time instead.
That explains the large AoE effect of it, because
Yeah, I was
50
like,
is a
I don't
little
wanna hit
impractical.
these innocent people, but if I
Yeah.
knew that it wasn't gonna hit them, I would have used it to protect them.
Yeah.
Another time. Another time.
So
Avi
Igora.
will be up in 2 rounds.
is going to Igor's is going to expend the spell slot.
A rare thing.
Yeah, so are the Tempest Sun mages in initiative, Matt?
I'm just gonna say they act at the end of the round. So
All right,
right
cool.
before
Because
Ophelia.
as a member of the Tempest Sun mages, as like a high-ranking member, Igora is going to haste them all.
Oh dang. Yeah, that's fair.
I say, I don't need to summon things when I have Conrads! Igor will haste all the Tempest Sun mages.
So are you giving them orders along with this hasting, or?
Yeah, kill the ants.
Oh.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And then Gama's going to stride to here.
Hello?
Okay, they do have a stat block.
Welcome.
Yes, I know. Tempest Sun mages do have a stat block, and that will be Igara's turn.
Crimes in chat. The criminal has arrived.
Where Ant Sentinel the Third? What is their movement exactly? Oh, I forgot to roll for the persistent fire for the other guy. He's okay, and this guy now, not okay. So, this one is no longer on fire. But this guy still is. And their movement 40. Wow, they're fast little guys. 1, 2, 3.
I thought they were big.
No, they're about medium sized. But will they also get another good athletics check? 46. That's good enough. Get up there. And then down to here.
Okay, when they're going down there, I'll get my AO with Gamma.
You will.
Gamma. How does a 36? Ugh, I rolled a 2.
39 actually.
How's a 39?
39 against the Were and Sentinel will not be enough.
Oh, boo.
I rolled a 2. I didn't expect
All right,
it
that
to
was
be
their
enough.
whole turn though. So Avi, you're up.
I am trying to put a cylinder somewhere where it will get all three of them, but not Gamma.
You can get Gamma. I can heal anything that you do.
Sir,
Hmm.
sir.
For
Death
efficiency,
Sphere.
get Gamma. You're good.
Don't flash the chat, please.
Who's flashing the chat?
Oh,
The cat?
oh, Teddy.
And the flash was cat the very next day. The cat flashed. I don't.
Well, if
He's
Igra's like,
trying.
I guess if Igra sees Avi like, but then if I, and
No,
he's like,
Avi,
just
you're
do
fine.
it.
I can patch myself up. Remember, Gamma doesn't take the pain. I take the pain. So it's like you're hurting me, which is okay.
Oh, you know, that makes me feel worse about this actually, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Therapy.
Probably unpack that a little.
All right.
So if all three of these little idiots could make me some rolls, and I guess
Top
Gamma
down.
as well.
Natural
No.
20, baby!
Yeah. Oh, yay! Yay!
No consequences for actions!
All right, so blue
Love
critically
that.
fails.
And are any of them frightened or debuffed in a way that would affect their saves?
Not any of these saves. They are
Okay.
Strength based. And the other one? What's the other one?
'Cause
no,
there's
that was it.
enfeebled, and then there's another.
There was some of them were on fire, and some of them were. One of them was frightened one, but the frightened didn't come up because they were just
All
running.
of them were on fire.
One of them saved against the fire
Okay.
on their turn. They rolled an 18, so
Well, I rolled a 3 on the D8, so that means that this is a big plume of yellow magic. Like I think it a little bit like a slot machine cycles through a couple of colors, and then
Hey,
it
that's Sarah's weapons
lands
thing.
on yellow, huh?
that's the gambler's thing that Sarah has. That's her thing.
The scholar.
Yes.
Well, this is actually Rainbow Fumarole, I believe is how that's pronounced. Don't quote me on that. So they take 30 fire, plus 20 bludgeoning,
Wait,
and are
if-
pushed 10 feet.
if
Now,
Charlotte's
hold
a
on.
Scholar, where's
Are you
Eos?
doubling any of that yet?
No.
Okay, so 30 plus 20.
Yes.
So that's 50. So that'll become 100 for blue, who critically failed.
Yay. And they're all pushed 10 feet. If I could just push them away from my students, that would be great.
What the hell is this?
Technically,
Or
they're
I
my
guess if I could
students.
push them into the wall of force, is that an option?
The wall force is like right here, so they'd only move like 5.
Yeah, but do they get hurt for
No,
getting
it's
slammed into
it's just a barrier. Like it doesn't do any sort of like electrical fence stuff.
Also, Avi, unlike the strictest rules in Lagambia, technically my students.
Bless you.
I mean, it's not like Tempest Sons just only go to Tempest Sun teachers. They've been in my classes too.
Okay, fair.
And, all right, so they move that way, or do you want to move them in a different way? Because they all failed, just the one guy critically failed.
Let's move them like over.
Here?
Probably just up against the wall.
Up against the
you're right.
wall. When the revolution
Yeah.
comes.
Yeah,
Who
now they'll at
will
least have to
the
step.
people
That's
sing?
one less action they will have to hurt my kiddos.
Well, that would be true if actually hold on. No, Ophelia's at the start of the round, so we'll have Charlotte start. So that's your
Anyway,
turn,
that's
right?
my whole turn. Yes, I am at the bottom of the turn order.
Let me see if the Tempest Sun Mages have some sort of. Oh, they have crossbows, so yeah, they can just. Okay, so
Well, they have to draw their crossbows.
they
so
do.
That's an action.
So, but yes, but they have hold on. Hasted has to be a strike or a stride, right?
Yep.
So you know what the Tempest Sun Mages are going to do? They're going to use a non-hasted action to draw their crossbows, all of them. I'm just going to say they all act at once. They're going to form, with their hasted move action,
A firing squad.
a firing line. I wasn't kidding about up against the wall.
Holy shit.
We thought they were going to be up against the wall.
Damn!
They have 2 actions remaining. They're all going to fire a crossbow bolt. And because they have listened to, we'll say, Matt's self-insert professor character, they're going to size up the one that looks the most hurt and focus fire on that one.
God.
They listen to Professor Urbanoff, unlike some people.
Oof. Oops. Sorry.
You should be sorry. All right. And you guys consider them allies, I'm assuming, so they will get the Bard song.
Yes.
Oh, the students are going. I thought the bugs were going.
No.
I'm sorry.
They were given hasted by dear old Professor
Yes.
Igra. So, crossbow, just 1, 2, 3, 4,
The students
5.
are Bugdician.
6. All right. So, unfortunately, they are only CR 11, so their stats are not the best.
36. Does a 36 hit?
Is that the best they got?
A 36 and that
No,
37.
39.
So 3 plus 3 to all of this. So
Okay.
let's see. The first one was a 36. Unfortunately, the AC is 43.
New
So
orders. If you can't mathematically hit these things, run.
they all just like there's just this hail of crossbow bolts, and then
Why are you guys using crossbows? You're students of the Magarbia. Fireball that.
we magically made these crossbows. They're our pride and joy.
They're beautiful woods craftsmanship, but I swear, please,
Avi, you're being too nice to them. I swear to God, y'all. I swear to
Wait.
Desna.
That all I could think of was he is not the love of your life. He is just a man. Hit him with car.
Anyway, Charlotte, it's your turn. But actually, yeah, the Sun Mages actually do have a lot of spells.
I'm going to come up and slide on he. And I'm gonna. They'll
Ooh.
probably save that. That's a very low DC, but
Matt, you there?
yes, no, maybe so.
Sorry, lightning bolt. Reflex on, though that's the wrong DC, I imagine.
All 3 of them.
No, this is Sarah's
I'm hoping
multi-class, so
some
it
of
does
them
have a
will
lower
fail.
DC than us.
Isn't this just one target?
No.
It's a line.
It's a
now.
line.
Oh, it's an area. Oh, it's a line. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even notice you under Gamma there. You're so sneaky.
I slid in under Gamma.
All right, we'll start from the top and work our way down again. Success, but not critically. That's a critical success.
That's a
Failure. We got the full gamut of stuff here, except for a critical failure.
So
I mean,
40
hey, I'll
after
take
Bard
it.
Song. 40
Considering it
damage.
was it was a full damage
All right.
situation. I'll take it.
So that means the top one takes 20, the middle one takes nothing, and the bottom one takes the full 40.
Yippers.
Not
Not a
bad, not bad.
Not at
All right.
all.
Ophelia, you're up. Endures in Darkness will go next.
Let's try a will save
Mm-hmm.
in a 30-foot burst.
You can totally get them very easily.
Yeah,
I'd almost position it a little up here.
something that doesn't hit them.
All
Yeah.
right.
Something
It's
that
a
doesn't-
will save. All right, we'll start from the top again, work our way down. 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be a success but not critical, a failure, and a success but not critically.
All right, and let me do the Mario.
Excuse me. I thought it rolled the damage already.
Did it? Oh, it
Yeah.
did. Cool.
So 43 to the middle guy. And then
They're tiny anteaters.
20,
They see a swarm of tiny anteaters
what would be 26 would be half of 42.
that nip at them.
Damage is damage. All right. That brings us to Endures in Darkness, who is.
Oh wait, I didn't use my free action.
Oh, please go ahead.
I meant to. Okay, so and then I will attack. Yippee!
Wow. Who were you attacking?
The closest one, red.
All right. Red's gonna. Yeah, that definitely hits. That's gonna be a total of 34 up. No, it becomes 20 with Bard Song, so 40 in total. A solid hit.
That's my turn.
Yep. Then we move on to the were ants, who are gonna rush the little one, and it's gonna run up and attack Endures in Darkness.
As that one runs up,
Yep.
Gamma will
Crit.
55.
That will actually crit, so yeah, they're not going
He
anywhere.
doesn't move. He stays down. So this were rat.
Sit, boy.
Well,
now
I
I'm
think
doing it.
well, hold on. I think he would move 5 and then get
Yeah,
hit because
then you get hit by it.
So
So
yeah,
that'll
he's
be
there. Then.
22 plus 3, so 28. 48, 49, 51, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 56 base sonic damage, and then
Solid hit.
an additional 15 for a total of 50, 60, 71.
Whew. Significant hit. He goes from a little over 150 to less than 100. Significant hit. Goodness gracious. Ow. So that's his movement interrupted. So then he will use his one more action to move up, because I don't think they have reach of any kind. Nope. They're going to do the mandibles. 41.
Mandibles of justice.
41 against Dagama?
41 against Gamma.
Yes.
That will just hit.
So that's 32 slashing, and I need a fort save for our good old Curse of the Were-Ant. You're good.
And you said 31 slashing or 32?
32. We move on to another Were-Ant Sentinel. Oh, this guy was still on fire, so I'm going to need the damage from the fire from you, Sarah. And he's still on fire at the end of this
But
turn.
I believe it
Oh,
was
it's
just a
3.
flat.
It's a flat 3.
Yeah. Takes the 3
Uh,
fire damage.
That from your Mega Bomb, Sarah?
Yes.
That-
Yeah, it's because the Mega Bomb just means that I get everybody.
Yeah, it's 3
and
persistent.
apply that to everybody.
I keep on thinking about a different alchemist. That's fine. Ignore me.
This guy's just going to try and slash Endures and Darkness twice with a Kopesh. That'll possibly crit. That'll definitely hit. Let me just check Endures' AC. Oh yeah, that'll definitely... Actually, yeah, 1 crit, 1 normal. So that will be 29 times 2 is 58 slashing. Oof.
That's not bad.
Oh, dang it. Endures. Hold on. We moved maps, so he didn't have his little health bar anymore. That's annoying.
Well, Endures did get healed up to full.
Yes. So that first strike will do, I said 58. And then 27. He's still standing. He's got a little bit over half health still. Igra, your turn. And this... Oh, is this guy also on fire still? No, this guy was the guy who saved out of the fire. And he is no longer enfeebled.
Alrighty, so Igara action number 1.
Oh, that would have been 2 less damage because of the enfeebled.
There's a way I can do that. Let me get that right. I think so. I think there's a way I can do that and only get them. 20-foot burst. It's a 20-foot emanation. It's a 20-foot emanation.
Emanation.
Let's look at them. Igor would need to get to here.
McKenna, as a enjoyer of Infinity Nikki, I'm curious, and this will be an odd question possibly, but have you ever looked at any of the character designs for, I think it's Reverse 19 or 18 something?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's another gacha game.
Okay.
Um,
So Choco is going to.
It just has some very nice character designs in it, and some very weird ones. But it avoids. There's not a lot of the like, oh, look at me, I'm a sexy woman in probably asymmetrical outfits that you see in certain gacha games.
I need. Oh, that's the wrong. That's really the wrong DC. I need each of those to make me a DC 42 will save.
42?
Yep.
All right, starting from the top with red, and then green, then blue. Red, green, blue.
All right, so
Jesus.
all of them succeed, but none of them fail. They will all be stunned 1.
Okay, then.
And
do you
then
mind?
with my last action, Gamma's going to make a strike on blue.
Okay. Putting a happy little snail on all of them.
Natural 20 on blue. I bully this man at this point.
Jesus, you got full across the
And
board.
a plate of strawberries?
So that's another crit on blue. And
Gotta eat them
I
all.
think that will kill blue.
Well, how much damage is it roll?
Well, so post Bard Song, 28 double, so 50 plus 6, so 56 plus another 3d8. Boom. So
He's got 82
50,
health left.
66, 56, 66, 71, 2, 3, 74 points of damage. So not quite a kill, but close.
If anyone has a force barrage, you could probably kill him very easily.
And then that will be my turn.
All right, we move on to the final guy who is slowed. They're just going to step and slash 1 with a Kopesh at Igara. Or pardon me, Choco.
At Choco? No, well, that's Gamma, Matthew.
Yes, Gamma.
Okay.
Still crits.
Yes, it does. So that'd be 62 points of damage. Okay.
Yes. And there are no additional effects on the Kopesh because these are not the poisoners. Avi.
Okay, I'm going to fly up and share a square with either one of these students or Endures in Darkness. I'm going to shoot a line of lightning bolt across all 3 of them because I'm coming from higher up. If you would
Yes.
prefer me here or here, let me know.
It's fine.
Okay, if I can do it from here without getting Endures in Darkness because I'm shooting over him,
Yes.
that would be fantastic.
You could perch on his head.
You
His
know what I could
spongy
do
lead.
instead? You know what I could do
He's short enough.
instead of lightning bolt? Oh, baby, a triple. I'm gonna do enervation.
Oh,
Why is that damage so bad?
It is only a level
Well-
4 spell.
You rolled a 1, a 2,
Yeah.
a 3.
Well, if they could all fail me some fort DCs, that'd be great.
We'll see. Starting closest, working our way out.
Yes.
Hell
Fail.
yeah.
Oh,
Success.
ew, crit success.
Success.
Ew, okay.
Ah!
Well, the first one takes 48 persistent negative
Hold on a
damage
sec.
and become...
I don't know what happened. It took me out of Roll20 to goddamn Facebook for some reason. I don't know how I pressed that. Hold
Very
on.
meta of us.
Okay, no, it's getting me back into no fault problem.
I blame the Zuck.
Curse you, shadow government. Alright, so... Sorry, how much damage?
Only 12 for this round.
Even with Bard Song?
Persistent damage doesn't get buffed.
Persistent damage.
Alright, and that's 12 halved for the guy who critically succeeds?
Well, it's nothing for the guy
Okay,
who
yeah.
critically succeed, but for the guy who regularly succeed, yes, it is 6 this round. The guy who failed though is also drained 1.
Okay. Takes the full 12 and is drained. I'm just going to do a little angry thing there. All right, and at the top of the round, the Tempest Sun Mages are going to remember that they are magical students.
Yeah.
And why they just drop their crossbows, which is a free action.
They're standing in a line.
They are. So I'm not sure what the AP intended here, but they gave me 6 Tempest Sun Mages
They sure did.
who all have
Oh, crossbow. Clearly.
no, very specifically, they all have chain lightning.
Matthew, what the fuck did you pull out those crossbows for, man?
Because I didn't want to roll 6 chain lightnings.
Cowardice.
And then do 6 damage.
Now, let's see if it really matters, though. Their spell DC is quite low.
Yeah.
The chain lightning is good, so.
Biz.
Yeah, let's... Alright, you know what? Let's see what happens here. 1, 2, 3, 4...
Matt, you're rolling
5.
chain lightnings over and over again.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I have to cast it 6 times.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, God. I did
Which means you need to make 8
3,
One,
saving
two,
throw rolls.
5.
4. You know what? I'm just gonna say this kills them. One of them is at 8 health. He cannot possibly survive this.
That's really low reflex saving stuff.
It is, but
One of them could crit 6 times in a row.
look, I got a whole strawberry leaf.
Nice.
Oh, interesting.
But you know what? This is a low encounter, and you guys have already gotten one of them down to like half health. One of them is just a little bit above half health. One is one angry glare away from death. I'm just gonna say you guys kill these guys. There's not that much left. I'm not gonna make you guys
Nice.
waste spell slots.
I would
And
just
we're
like to say that I did haste my students.
yes. Yeah, and because Will spent a spell on these NPCs, I'm just gonna say they snap, they get the work done. And you guys are piling so many
yeah.
debuffs on them. So we're gonna say this combat was a success.
Nice.
Great
And
success.
we're not done with this map, but that will be for next week. There is one more map encounter after this, and then it's the big finale.
Oh wow.
Oh, for real?
Admittedly, the next map encounter might be a little complicated. Spoiler warning, there's 2 of those beetles, but they're doing something, so they're not all just stomping you.
They're
It's called the Teetering Tower.
Oh god, they're busy.
They're getting busy.
Well, chat as we see if we can beetle the next encounter. I'm going to say thank you all so much for coming to our show.
All right, that was pretty good, actually.
Check out our many other shows here on the channel, and we will see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.
Have a good night, everyone. Also, Zoe, I have a problem with people who aren't me eating strawberries.